everyone, welcome back. Today we will be covering how to do revolves in OnShape. It should be a very similar process for if you're using Fusion, if you're using SolidWorks, but here we're going to be using OnShape because it's free and whatever. So this is the shape we're going to be making. Obviously I'm going to go through a different document, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like. It's a little, I kind of marble with a hole in it. I'm not sure, space helmet, whatever you want to say. And how revolve works is we have a little axis in the middle, and we just flip a section around the axis, and there we have it. It's your revolve. All right, here we go. So we're going to create a new document. Obviously, some of you might be coming from doing your own project, might not be coming from the series. So then you can just build on whatever document you were in. But here we will be doing this. Alrighty, this time we are going to be visualizing this on the right plane. Now we are good. All right, so we're just gonna start off by making a circle. It can be in the origin if that makes you feel good about yourself. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. But for right now, I'm just gonna set it around the origin. So we're gonna be making two lines. One is gonna be the axis, and the other is just gonna section off the part we're going to be revolving. So one will go right here, and one will be offsetted a little bit away from it. But since it's very important to define things and add dimensions to things, we're just gonna start off by adding a dimension to this circle. So there we go. You can just click on the center to the outside of the circle and define the radius. You could also just click on the circle and define the diameter. But since I guess in science and whatever they usually like you to define the radius, we're gonna, I don't know, make those people proud and define the radius. But again, do 5-inch diameter if you would rather. All right, cool. And if you were following along with the series, in past episodes, we were just using constructions because we really didn't need these lines to mean anything much. We can still use a construction for the axis and stuff like that, but since we're just going to be heading it anyway, it doesn't really matter, and I'm just going to draw a line. As you can see, I told you that line would have to be in the center, but since it's important to coincide things and what have you, we're not going to be doing that yet. So I am just going to click on my line here, use the midpoint function. Using the midpoint function, I'm going to click on my line, click on the center, and the origin here in this case. Otherwise, even if I was on an origin, since it was a center point circle, it would automatically give me a center point. And I also drew it a little bit askew so we could get used to using the vertical function. So click on this little vertical function here, click on your line, here we go. And I know I say it's very important to define things, but here all this line is doing is dividing, so it's not actually part of your sketch. So in this instance, or in many other instances, unless you're already going off something pre-existing, it won't really matter the size of this line. All right, and now for our next line. Well, again, I'm just going to be drawing this somewhere and make it vertical. There we go. Right now, I'm just going to be adding a dimension between this line, between that line. There we have it, 2 inches. Alright, actually I'm gonna make this 1 inch because otherwise it's just gonna be like it's gonna be too skinny, I think. There we go. And then after this, we're gonna click out of the dimension function. We're gonna go back to here. Go to coincident. Click on this little end of your line. Click on the outside of your circle. And then do the same thing up here, out of your line, outside of your circle. And there you have it. All right, so click, yep, this is done. As you can see, this is, you will not be revolving this whole thing. You're just gonna be revolving this little section over here. All right, so go to this little macaroni-looking icon. It's the revolve icon. Fusion and SolidWorks, it also has a revolve icon up here, I believe. Yeah, so this is gonna be your revolve face, this little half moon right here. And for your revolve axis, click on that. Just click on the little center line we drew. And as you can see, it's just a little hole in the middle of your circle. Yeah, of your sphere. This is how you could do a revolve. I'm going to add an appearance because I can. But yeah, thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time in this CAD 101 series.